Good morning, ladies. I'm here this morning to talk to you about why I have given up using traditional month calendars, and I'm going to show you how I use my term planner and weekly diary system. And then I'm going to talk through a little bit how you could use that in a direct sales business. So I'll talk through how I use it personally, and then I'll talk through how I envision it would work really well in direct sales. So to start off, what I've found is that a month is both too short and too long all at once. So in terms of planning out business of any sort, but particularly a stay-at-home, work-at-home mum around kids, a single month really isn't long enough to plan out, and you have to sit down and redo it. So using the term planner really works better for me because the kids are at school, I know their schedule for the term, I can pop in their activities and I can monitor all of that kind of stuff. I can then get to holidays, give myself a little bit of a break, and then reevaluate. And my nose is really itchy again and I can't work out. So why it does it every time I do a video. Must be something in the camera. So doing it 4 times a year instead of 12, and realistically I know that there are people that are going to watch this who get to halfway through the month and have to work out a monthly schedule, and I've been there and done that. So I find 4 times a year sitting down as term goes back and writing out the schedules just makes it easier. What I've also found with using monthly planners is that I tend to, so when I was breaking down my goals, and I set really big goals, when I was working in direct sales I'd set a really big goal, and then what we're told to do is break them down, but you set a yearly goal and then you would break it down into months and weeks, but it didn't really account for holidays and those kinds of things, or at least when I was doing it wasn't. So if I now set a yearly goal, what I will be doing is dividing it by 4, and then they will be my term goals, which gives me holidays and time off with my kids, which is the whole reason that I work from home in the first place. And I'm sure that if you're a work-at-home mum, it's part of the reason that you do too. So yeah, what I would find is I'd set these great big goals, I'd divide them up into months, I'd divide them into weeks, and then my kids would have 10 weeks off a year, and I'd have to either work really hard in the other half of that month, or worse, I would just kind of go, you know what, it's too hard. This isn't what I signed up for, this isn't what I wanted to do, and I just let those goals slip. So planning to a school term is working much better for me. It suits my lifestyle and my work style much better. My kids don't tend to have too many holiday activities, and if they do, that's easy enough to schedule in, but scheduling their weekly activities onto a term planner is much easier. So I said that a month is also too long. So what I found is that doing my detailed plans, a month would be it would be too long. So at the start of the month, or even like a week or two before the month, I don't know what's happening in 4, even 2 weeks. So working to a week planner and sitting down generally on a Sunday night, today's Friday I think, and actually just looking at what's coming up in the week. The process of actually transferring and writing all of that stuff across gets it more concrete in your brain, and it means that your brain can actually relax and not be stressing about everything. So yeah, it just works better for me to sit down at the start of a week. I know where we're up to, I know exactly what we've got on that week generally, because it's only a week, and I can modify and edit and change appointments and things should I need to. So let's have a look. So in my in the very front of my planner, I have a financial year calendar. And it will be, the way it works is that it will actually be whatever we're up to. So for the moment, it makes sense to have the financial year because we're in July. And then we've got these templates. Now I've actually not popped these into my planner so that I can show you. So we've got our term planners that way, and you can see on the term planners, actually you possibly can't, let's just wriggle that way a little bit. At the top you've got the word term, and across there you can write term 3, scout agenda or kids activities, or available dates for bookings. Let's have a look at what I've got in my schedule. So I have term 3 date night with my husband, because that's a weekly activity that I want to start scheduling in on a weekly basis. Kids school stuff, so on there at the moment we've got when Alexander will start puffing bellies, which is his heading off to school training program. We've got book week written in there. There's something popped up in my newsfeed the other day that I thought I should write in there, something for Wednesday this week. And then I've got Dottie's, which is my mum, and I go and I help her out and my sister out looking after my gran. And then I think and I've got Scouts, so it goes in there so that I've got it. I've also then got a year planner for the things that are once a month that I haven't actually done a template up for. I'll have a think through and decide whether I think other people may use that, or whether it's really just actually worth flicking it into your diary somewhere else. So I'll think through that. But on my year planner at the moment I've got my Link workshop classes for 2015, and that's just got the different categories there. But it is consistently the second Tuesday of the month, I think. It doesn't actually say on my planner when it is, so it's kind of useless. But you could also use the checklist for that. So second Tuesday of the month, Link workshop. Third Wednesday of the month, committee meeting. Fourth Friday of every second month, podiatrist appointment. I'm thinking on my feet here. Alright, so I've just pulled out my kids' term planner so that you can see what I've done. Now they're obviously school activities aren't going to fit to a certain date, and so I've just popped the Mondays in there. The Scout planner, which I'm just pulling out slowly, actually is always a Thursday, so I've got, and I don't think that you can quite see, there we go, I'll hold that up a little bit, the actual date. So Thursday the 16th, Thursday the 23rd, next week we're being odd and it's the 29th, and I've got July there by the side so that I know, and I've got Wednesday in there so that I know, and then August and September dates, and there was another Wednesday somewhere, I think. That's okay. So yeah, so on this one, because this one's actually probably my most completed one, you can see I've got the date there, and then I've got what we're doing, what the topic is. Next week the observatory, next week is bowling, and then further down I've got rock climbing and more bowling. And I will actually go on to this a little bit more in depth when I get myself a bit more organised and find where I put the piece of paper that I put that on, because it was before I had my planner, is that I'll actually start writing in the things there that I need to do for preparation for that week. So for instance, welcome back week flags. I probably should have done a little bit of research on flags. Fortunately the other leader was running that. So what you can then do is, I'm not quite sure, let me just see if I've got my week one there so that I'm not writing, because I want to keep this video in under that 10-minute mark. Diary, here we go. So I've got on my weekly schedule, I grabbed my all of my planners and then just wrote in. So my weekly goals across the top, and in the weekly template you've actually got space to write that. Monday was a seminar, then we drove home. Tuesday afternoon is Arvos for the kids. Wednesday was something. Oh, report due a new request. So that's actually a business thing. Thursday morning's playgroup, Thursday night scouts, headed to the observatory. Saturday, Michael's got something on, and on Sunday, Michael's got singing at church. So it's all just there, and I know what's happening with everybody for the week. So I'm going to actually stop this video here, and then in a minute I'm going to start one and show you how I would utilise these in a direct selling business. So I'll talk to you soon.